Hi, everybody, and happy Thursday. It is I, your songwriting partner, your co-producer, and your friend, Joe CB here. Hey, guys, and welcome to the Thursday Creative Writing class. And what we're going to talk about, what we usually do on Thursdays, is a little exercise called Picture This. It's part of our creative writing exercise. And what we do is we look at a photograph and we have to write ideas based on that photograph. This doesn't have to be a song particularly. It could be just a springboard or a storyboard for whatever you wanted to jot down. Just look at a picture and the information that you get, the vibe you get, or the scenarios that you see based on that photograph is entirely up to you. As they say, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Well, there's a story in the eye of the beholder from you staring at a photograph. And I love this exercise because it just gives you a chance to let your imagination go full tilt, and you can just, the possibilities are endless. I don't want you to ever stop with your ideas. No matter how crazy you think they might be, just run with them and keep moving forward with them. I'm going to show you the photograph that I looked at. I went on Google and I just started to, I go to images and then I start just looking at things sometimes, and then certain things and images pop out to me and they say something to me that, they speak to me in some way. So I'm going to show you the picture that I based this on. So it's a woman, and she is laying in bed. Obviously, she looks worried or distraught or can't sleep. And you can see the clock in the forefront and her in the back, she's behind it. So the image is that she's worried about the time, obviously. That's the way the photograph was set up, that she can't sleep. Now, there could be a million reasons why she can't sleep. I mean, maybe she's got a big test tomorrow, or maybe she's got to go to the doctor for something that she doesn't really want to go to the doctor for, and she's just worried and can't sleep. Or maybe she's waiting for someone to come home and they're not home, and they usually come home early and they haven't called, they haven't picked up their phone. That would cause you not to be able to sleep. If somebody who normally comes home at a reasonable hour and then suddenly it's really late at night and that person hasn't come home yet, and you call them on the phone and they haven't picked up their phone, the possibilities are endless, and your imagination can go wild. As a writer, I'm talking about. I mean, I'm not only just talking about the woman in the photograph, but there's no end to the madness you could chase in this as far as creativity goes. And it, like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to equate to a song right now. It doesn't have to. I want you just to write down what you see in the picture, and not just what you see, but what it makes you think about. Create a whole story around that photograph. Well, I'm going to show you what some of my ideas were based on that picture. So I wrote down some of my ideas. I'm going to show them to you. Well, the first thing I thought of in my head was, it's 3 a.m. I didn't even look at the clock to see if that was really the time. It really doesn't matter. 3 a.m. And then the other thing I wrote was, because I'm observing the photograph at first, I'm tossing and turning, like, she's laying in bed and obviously something is eating away at her right now. Something really bothering her. And so I put together my own little, like I do, my crazy scenario. And so what I imagined her to be doing is laying in bed, waiting, for her partner, boyfriend, recent boyfriend, maybe new boyfriend, to come home, and he hasn't yet. And so she's staring at the clock. She's tried to call him. She's tried to text him. No call, no nothing. And so I wrote down all my ideas, 3 a.m., can't sleep, tossing and turning, imagination running wild, right? What is going on here, First you're scared, and then you start getting mad. You're like, wait a minute. Where the heck are these people? Where the heck is he, And so this is what I wrote for it. I wrote, I can't pretend that I'm not feeling jealous. I'm tossing and turning. I can't get to sleep. It's 3 a.m, right? Then I imagine that this person comes home. Now this person comes home, because we have to make the story go further rather than just based on the picture. We're creating the scenario as it moves forward into the next chapter of the photograph, right? So 3 a.m. comes, you've been staring at that clock for a long time, trying to, text them, call them, no answer, no nothing. And then when he does come home, he's kind of cold and defensive. So I wrote that. And then my conscience or my common sense comes into play and says, something is not right here. Right? When something ain't right. And I got all this from that photograph. So I start to look at this photograph very intently, and then I let my imagination, just like I said, go. So I'll you suspect something bad. This person probably was with somebody else. And just based on their attitude when they get home, tight-lipped, very aloof, defensive, a little standoffish and cold, I'm always thinking poetically, because I don't write movies or screenplays, so I'm a songwriter, so I always go for I always go in the realm of creating a song, something that gets the messages across without being super direct, So I'll tell you the whole thing that I came up with based on it. So, no, I can't pretend that I'm not feeling jealous. I'm tossing and turning. I can't get to sleep. It's 3 a.m, and you're cold and defensive. And my common sense says, you'll never be faithful. You'll never be faithful to me. Maybe this happened before. Maybe this is the second time in like an 8-year stretch where they had this, And this woman thought this was all behind them, and suddenly it's not. And it's come back to haunt them, or her, or them, or if a guy would be singing this, it could be a guy laying in bed waiting for his girlfriend. His girlfriend went out with all her girlfriends, and they're all home again. They're all back, like a couple of them answer the phone, and they're making some kind of excuses for her where she is, and then, you called them 2 hours ago, and now she's home, and now she's giving you a bunch of, folded arms and some salty looks and 1 and 2 word answers, And so, based on that photograph, this is what I came up with. Now, tomorrow's exercise should be really fun, because tomorrow we're going to put a melody to this, because tomorrow is Melody Friday. So I want you guys, as the exercise, to look at the same picture and come up with your own ideas and scenarios. Write down, it doesn't have to be a song form. Like I said, it could just be your observation based on your imagination. Let it go wild. Come up with your idea. It could be she's worried about, a test tomorrow. It doesn't, I'm not going to even give you ideas. I want you to run with the ball with your own original idea. And on that note, my people, I love you. I hope you're doing well. I can't wait till we're all together. I can't wait till I can give you all a real hug and not a virtual one, but a virtual one for now. I love you. Be safe. If you go outside, wear a mask and wear gloves. Try to stay in. You're doing the right thing by staying in. Again, until tomorrow, I can't wait to see you all. I love you. Peace.